Hey, this is Tramp Scotty. I recently put up a little video about my first introduction to Asheville, North Carolina, where I told the story of it. And there was a lot of mixed comments about that town. But it's not so much the town as my experiences there that have kept me coming back. Besides, Asheville has, unlike a lot of small towns, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of motorcycle events. There's a lot of bands playing. There's a lot of things to do there. So it keeps it kind of interesting. So after the first visit, I ended up coming back to the town occasionally, and I think it was probably the first time that I came there. I had some problem with my motorcycle, and I went to a little obscure shop that was like the size of a garage, and it was a one-man show. And I asked the guy there if I could work on my bike in the parking lot, which he let me. And I think I even camped there a night or two, I forget. But our personality, we really got along well, and we became friends. And over time, I would come back and visit him. And you know, Jody loves to do things. When he's not working, he's off doing stuff. And so we would go out, and he knows where everything that's going on is. And so we would be out running around doing different things together, and he knew of all these events. We'd go watch jazz bands and stuff like that. And over time, we became friends, and I began to stay up at his house. And he's got this little house with a big, huge garage full of motorcycles. But he doesn't come home that much anymore. He stays with his girlfriend. He won't move in with her because she doesn't have a big garage to hold his motorcycles. So whenever I go back, I stay with him. In time, he took on a partner, Jersey Mike. And I get along with Jersey Mike really well. Our personalities really click. And they got a bigger shop. And sometimes I'll go up and stay at Jersey's place, but he lives quite a ways out of town, and he bought a nice house on a big piece of land out of town, and it's just that it's quite a bit of a ride to get out there, so I don't stay there too much. But whenever I come to the town, these guys let me work on my bike in their shop. They give me a lift. They let me use their tools. I'm an old friend by now. We spend time together. I've also gotten Mike a few jobs working for vendors. He's wanted to do some traveling and coming out and working on bikes. And of course, all the vendors want him back, but he can't get away from his business that long to go work somewhere else. So anyways, what I'm going to show you now is a little bit of the introduction to the shop, and I'm going to do a few more videos on this year's, I think it's 2019, on this year's visit to Asheville, where I did a bunch of work to my bike there, and some of the other things that went on is what I'm going to show you now. So here it is. Mountain Cycle Works, man. Just getting in here. Just a little shop. Just said these guys are my friends. When I come here, I always stay with them. Here we are, going inside. This is Jody's FXR project, which we don't see if it's ever going to run. And when he gets this done, he may not let me ride it again. He used to let me ride it, but after all this, I don't know. This is a hell of a project here, it really is. I think you bought this thing new in 1986, didn't you?
Yeah. My mother gave me this for a college graduation present.
Really?
Yeah.
You,
86. Yeah.
If I remember right, I had 200,000.
240,000 on it when I started
this restore thing. I don't know if I got this thing pulled in right.
So it's got a ways to go.
Yeah, but he's doing all kinds of
Got V-rod mirrors with turn signals.
Let me see.
Turn signals built into it. Got the wire right there. Comes out. Drops back in. Everything else is pulled in the bar.
1986. So you put a candy paint job on there?
Yeah.
And I did that one time.
I got late model hydraulic clutch set up in the new late model Brembo brakes.
Brembo brakes on an 86. Softail. Let me see.
FXR.
Those are that's.
Well, that's the old stuff. That's coming off.
Oh, that's coming off. You're gonna put Brembos on there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Dual disc.
Dual disc?
Yeah.
What, do you got another wheel?
Yeah. Got that back here behind me. Against the wall. That
one takes 2 discs?
Yeah.
Jody is a guy, I go to his house and he likes to listen to music on a record player. He tells me he likes old stuff, alright? So he's got this 86 Evo. And he's putting in all this crazy shit in old FXR. Look at this.
So it's all a one-wire system. Everything, one wire from all switches goes to the system. And it sends a signal out to all the lights.
Yeah, I seen you put in that funky electronic box.
Yeah.
and was trying to figure out how to wire it. Looked like a nightmare to me.
That's the motor gadget. This thing does everything. It's got a start relay in it, horn relay, a full security system, keyless ignition. You walk up to it, you program it to your cell phone. You walk up to the bike, it turns on.
Dude, you ain't right.
It's got the thing like the car. It's like when you get off of it, when you turn it off, the headlight stays on. You walk, it gives for like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, give you time.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
The headlight turns off.
And then let's see, I sold them these heads. I picked them up somewhere. These heads and cylinders, which are Screaming Eagle. Head cylinders and pistons is what it came with. And I didn't need them. I tried them on my Evo and I gave them to him. Well, I didn't give them. I wanted my money back. Look at this. Now these 86s had that bar that comes up. They shifted differently. They changed that in 87. The clutch cable came through here. And so those had some kind of a piece that would go out in here. I've never had one, so I don't know, but the guys who have them tell me. And so he was sick of that, and so he's put this on here with a fucking hydraulic clutch. Can you believe that shit?
I've drag raced it, and the stock clutch that's one thing about those years of Evos. The stock clutch would just jump. I could just peel the material right off. And you put the Barnett Kevlar plates in there, and it's no different because the plates are only this thin.
I know I had them in my last bike.
Two or three hard launches just peels it off. That's why I went to the Rivera Pro clutch. If I was going to do it again, I'd probably do the Barnett Scorpion clutch. But, yeah, the stock clutch came out of it years ago. It's just not strong enough to hold anything.
What do you got? I've seen that Rivera one you're talking about.
Yeah.
It looks the same, only it's built a lot better. And it's got thicker plates on it than these old ones. This is what Betsy had, was this system. This bike is part shovelhead. This is a shovelhead starter system.
Oops. They went to the new
my
89 or 89.
My 88 had that too. The bike I got now. You know, I think I like that system better. I've had more troubles with this starter than that one.
We've got the
dual fire. That's something you want.
Single fire.
Single fire. I mean
that. The Cycle Electric 3-phase charging system is one of the best things you could do to an Evo.
Yeah, I beg to differ. I think your last one was failing.
We got a Screaming Eagle heads, pistons.
Yeah, I know where you got those.
Yeah, I picked those up at Swap Meet. Cleaned them up.
Swap Meet?
Where did I get those from you?
He don't have much of a memory, does he?
That's right.
Oh, and here's something interesting too that we didn't get into. But rear end.
Yeah, this is a 2010 Electric Glide swing arm.
2010 Electric Glide swing arm.
So it's got the 25mm axle, the big Brembo brakes.
Yeah, with the cam system.
Yeah.
It fit right in here?
Yeah, bolts right in. And all the way back to 1982, any rubber mounted Electric Glide or FXR.
It fits right in there. And with that, that gives you the narrow belt on this side.
Gives you the spherical bearings instead of the old cleave blocks.
You put this on before you did this project, didn't you?
No, that swing arm's been on there for a couple of years.
Well,
Several years.
Okay. What I want to know is, could you tell the difference?
Well, they don't wear out. You don't really tell the difference, but
can't you really tell the difference when you ride it?
No. Not if you got new stuff in there, new cleave blocks and all the rubber stuff. When they're new, they're good. They just don't last.
That's true.
Cleave blocks, I mean, the spherical bearings will run forever.
Does this still have rubber inside of the swing arm? What do they call them? The cleave blocks inside. I mean,
No.
that thing doesn't have it? Well, that's a plus. And then you put a narrow belt on it. But I'm going to tell you what, I got a narrow belt on mine too. Did you know that?
Really?
I just put it right on the old pulleys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, because I have trouble when I put a 140 in there. And the 140s are, you know I get a lot of used tires, right? Guy comes in with a nail, I take his nail out, put a tube in it, put it on my bike. I mean, can't count the times I've done that.
Well,
let's take a look at it.
It'll fit right in. And it's looks better than those round spoke wheels.
And you think you're going to want to get a 150?
Well, that's a 150 on it. It came with it because that's what came stock on Dynas.
You know, I can tell you if you're going to be able to fit it or not.
So I'm going to stick it in and find out. Actually, I've already had it in. It looks like it'll fit.
I can tell you. I learned how. You know why?
Found out doing tires, huh?
All right, for all you guys who want to know, this is how you tell if you put a wider tire in. You get down, you line up the edge of this tire, this edge with that edge, and you look.
The first thing that's in the way is this bolt. That's what's in his way.
Mm-hmm.
This side looks like it has enough room. For every tire size you go up, you gain about 1/8 of an inch on either side of the tire. He's going to be tight on this side. He may or may not make it on this side.
The tank has a seam, big ass seam that runs down the middle where they welded it together. I cut that out. When you cut it out, the tank falls apart. Tape it together and grind it down smooth and weld it up.
Really?
Then,
Who did that?
well, I cut it out.
Who did your welding?
And Stephen Moore from MDS Motorsports does my welding.
You got anybody around here?
And Dickie King does paint, and then the Bondo, he smooth finished it.
You got anybody around here does upholstery?
Yes, Diana Walker.
You know him?
Yeah.
I gotta do my seat.
Oh yeah, she's the one to do. She does everybody's seats. I want to get my shell of that seat done.
Well, maybe we can
So
get
we'll
it.
go over there and talk to her one day.
Yeah, as soon as you're ready. I can give her my seat and ride around without it. Once I put my camp up in your yard, I guess I'll put it in the back since it always irritates you when I put it in the fucking garage.
Yeah, baby did all these years. But I just run the shit out of it.
You got 240,000 miles on the first engine?
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever had the bottom end apart. And I put the crank on a truant stand, and it was a little out. I took it one good whack with a lead hammer, put it back in, dead nuts. It's straight, put it back together. First time I've ever taken the transmission apart, and the only reason I did that was just to clean it up.
Yeah, but you put in you put in high compression pistons. I remember that.
Oh, I've had high compression top end. Yeah, it's high compression pistons, cams, Steve Allstate ported heads. Do all that. I did that decades ago. But
So you had it apart.
I had the top end. I didn't have to take it apart. I've only taken the motor apart to hop it up. I've never had to take the engine apart. It's never broken down on me. Never given me trouble.
Yeah.
But the closest thing it had trouble with it is valve guide seals leaking in the smokers. And lifters. Fucking, I've had 3 lifters go out on me.
Yeah, lifter wheels.
Yeah. And then I went from one time from Santa Rosa, New Mexico, back home in one day. And that was a little over 1,000 miles. And hell, I just run the shit out of it. It's never given me a problem. I've never had synthetic oil in it. They didn't have synthetic oil in 1986.
I know.
And so I run Castrol 2050 motor oil. I put Pennzoil 80W90 gear oil in transmission, and I run automatic transmission fluid in the primer for decades.
I've heard of that one.
And I change my oil religiously at 5,000 or more miles. I don't change it at 2,000 or 3,000.
Yeah.
I've gone as long as 7,500 miles.
I think oil changes are overrated. That's been my experience. Well, I'll be interested to see when this project's done.
It will.
Yeah, it's been a while now. You're on.
Right, we're on the air?
Yeah, we're on the air, man.
Right. We're looking at this home built job here.
Yeah, Mike sold his bike so he could buy a dyno machine for the shop. So tell me the rest of how you got this bike put together. How much money you got into it all
I
together?
probably got about $3,000 in it.
3 grand?
Yeah. Front fender's off a touring bike. It's the rear fender's the front fender off a touring bike.
Right, I see that now that you point it out. Yeah.
It's got an 80 cubic inch STD bottom end. Harley shell top end.
Yeah, Mike likes to dabble in bikes. He buys shit and sells it.
It's got a 73 Super Glide transmission. Remember the 1 up, 3 down?
No,
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I never had that.
So my shifting's backwards.
Oh,
But
and you got yourself a little suicide clutch going.
yeah.
Ain't that
But
something?
the running bike, the titled bike I bought for the frame. I bought a titled bike with the frame and the motor. With this frame, this motor. And then I just had all my other shit after I shipped all the shit off and sold it, made most of my money back.
What's up with this bike here? What did you do? Sell this one?
No, I bought this one.
Is this yours?
Yeah, I was trying to sell it for a buddy of mine for $6,000. Nobody would buy it. I said, well, how much is it going to take to buy it from me? He says, I really need $4,000 out of it. It's an 07 dyno with 30,000 miles on it. I don't think I did too bad on that one.
What are you doing with it? You keeping it?
I'm going to ride it for a while.
Oh, my buddy was looking for one, remember?
Yeah.
But he just bought a bike.
He said he was looking for a dresser.
So he got $4,000 in it. No, he wanted one of these. So you got $4,000 into
He
this.
told me he was looking for an Evo.
He would buy this. He would buy this.
So yeah, I got 4 in that one. I buy them low and sell them.
Yeah,
Do you want to sell it?
Not just yet. I got nothing else to ride if I sell it.
Well, what
I
about
guess I got this one.
what about your shovel?
If I want to take a long trip, it's this one.
Yeah, you could sell me this shovel head, then you could do something.
I wouldn't want to sell the shovel. I hadn't had enough fun with it yet.
Yeah.
As per usual, I've included a donate button in the drop box below for all those who wish to help support my work. I hope to be able to bring the viewer into the real world of the long-term drifter and to experience that at least to some extent with the making of these videos. And because of the donations that's come in so far, I've been able to not have to work other jobs so much and put more time and energy into the making of these things, because they don't happen real quickly. They take a bunch of effort. And so I want to thank everybody who's helped me along with this project. So thanks, guys.